Hello, welcome to Woods to Wrenches. That's the name of my new YouTube channel, and my name is Louis Payne. I'm just going to give you a little rundown about myself. You know, I'm a big hunter, I'm a big bow hunter, and I hunt squirrels with a pellet gun. But just give you a little history. One day I was going to move a set of tree stands. I always have to put up two, one for a cameraman because I film for Drury Outdoors. And just so happened the boy that worked for me at the time went with me. And we went in there and took this set down. I have two lock-ons and a climbing stick. Well, finally picked another tree out where I wanted them, put the climbing stick up against the tree and cinched the bottom one. Well, I had those 1-inch cinch straps on my pocket, and I'd go up every section and cinch it down. I had a climbing belt on, but I hadn't hooked it up yet. I usually don't hook the climbing belt up until I get to the top. That way I'm hands-free and I can put the stands on. Well, I got to the top one, cinched that down. I thought I better get this one tighter because this one will step out on. Pow! That strap snapped. So I had my momentum going back. I tried to get to the tree. I was too far back, and I ended up getting to the stick, and it bent down to the next section. Down I came. Ended up breaking 4 ribs and broke my back in 2 places. And when it broke my back, it blew those bones out and busted the Durasac open inside. So I was leaking spinal fluid internally. So Joey called for help, and it was too windy for him to fly that day. It was on October 15th, and it was real cold, and the wind was blowing super hard that day. Well, they come in the ambulance and got me and rushed me up to Louisville at U of L. They went in, did emergency surgery on me, put rods and screws in my back and repaired the Durasac. Well, I was in that hospital for a week. And after the surgery, the doctor come out and told my wife and daughter I'd never walk again. One thing I got to say about that, nobody knows that for sure but the good Lord up above. And I was definitely going to put 150% into it myself. Well, they got me out of U of L and put me in Fraser Rehab. And one of the nurses come up to me one day, said, this was only like, I think the second day I was in there, and she said, "Are you sweating real bad?" I said, "No." She said, "We need to get you back in the room." Well, I was leaking spinal fluid out the incision. So they had to call the Norton spine team back in, took me to Norton's, opened it back up, repaired that again. I was in there for a week, finally got out, went back to Fraser Rehab, and I was inpatient there for 4 weeks. And they had to teach me how to walk again. You know, it done a bunch of nerve damage, and I still can't feel my left side from the waist down today. You know, I can feel down deep, but not to the touch. So I ended up with a few other problems with that side of my body, and just here lately, 4 weeks ago, I had to have a knee replacement. But that's enough history on myself. I was just letting you kind of know what my situation is. But what I was getting at with all that is this gun in front of me is a Umarex Zelos. I've done a bunch of work to this gun. I put a shorter barrel shroud out of carbon fiber on it. I put a carbon fiber TKO moderator. I got a carbon fiber bottle, and in this bottle here I can hold 4,500 pounds of air, and I got a Euban Cricket bottle adapter. So that Euban Cricket's got a regulator in it that takes that 4,500 pounds and then it reduces it down to go to the regulator in the gun. So therefore I'm able to fill this to 4,500 pounds, which equals into more shots. You know, when I go squirrel hunting, you know, it comes with 20 round magazines, and I think I got two 18 rounders. So I mean, I got a bunch of shots. I ain't got to worry about that, and I'll get over 100 shots with that bottle. But the only bad thing about this gun is pretty heavy. It probably weighs, I'm guessing, 8.5, 9 pounds set up. And I mean, it's good when you're putting it on a squirrel or something, you know, it'll lay in there good for you because it's so heavy. But it's rough packing it around. And you know, I don't get around very good anyway. But what I've done, I've been watching a bunch of hype on this Air Venturi Alpha gun. Only weighs 4.2 pounds. It's a compact version, and then they got a standard version. Compact version got the shorter barrel on it, which is what I wanted. So I ended up getting one, got on the list, and finally one come in, and I was able to get it. I'll show it to you now. Oh. Get a different angle recording there. Yeah, there's a wrench for the air gauge. There's a 1/2 inch by 20 cap you can put on there where the moderator goes. Dang, there's a whole set of O-rings and a fill probe. I need the fill probe for sure, get it out. And then hang on to these O-rings. Alright, let's put the stock on this little honey. Alright. And it does light. If this gun shoots really well, I'm probably going to start squirrel hunting with this some. And my granddaughter, Memphis, she's wanting to start shooting some, so she should be able to handle that gun really well, as light as it is. Put that to the side. Okay. I've got a set of 30 millimeter millet rings I'm gonna put on there, and the scope I'm putting on there is a Discovery scope. I wanted a little bit more magnification, so that's the one we're going to go with. It's a 6-24. Let me see if I can get these little honeys on here. Let's see. Probably gonna have to. On these, there's no. You can move these like the way this is on here, so it can be either or. So I'm going to count how many turns I come out. one of them. Pretty anxious to shoot this thing, see how it does. One, two and a half, and then go a quarter. All right. Okay. Now we'll get this baby leveled up. Say a level spot on that gun. Be right here. Trigger roll. These are actually levels that I use to set bows up with. I use them for this as well. That's got them pretty good right there. Off just a little bit. I got it. Just snug him down. All right. Yep, they got it right there. Now then, take this level off, and already got them sides tightened up. Everything's tightened up. I guess I need to run a rod through it. Here it is, man, it's light too. So you can see right here, air venturi, Alpha. But this gun here, go over a few things on it. It's got a carbon fiber barrel shroud on it. Comes with a moderator. I got the one that's got the carbon fiber bottle on it. And then you can take this gun, it's got a foldable stock, and it's got a magnet on this side. It's supposed to hold it closed, but anyway, it folds up like that, and you can put it in a backpack, or you can put it in a AR case or whatever. But it's got Picatinny rails on each side of the receiver. It's got Picatinny rail on the bottom of the forearm where you can put a bipod or whatever on it. And then it's got a couple of M-lock slots on each side of the forearm. So I got high hopes in this gun here shooting good. My little granddaughter's only 7 years old, and she shot my Zello some last year just off the bench. And she's excited because I told her I was going to let her shoot this gun here. She won't be able to handle it by herself, but she can shoot it fine off the bench. And the only thing I don't like about it, it does not have a field probe, a Foster fitting field probe. It's got the one that you got to slide in the side here, either side, and that's how it airs up. But it'll be fine. I've had guns with that on it before. But I topped this rifle with a Discovery 6-24 by 40 SF, and it's got HT on it. It's a pretty light scope, and I wanted it because of the more magnification. You know, when you're shooting off the bench, well, you just shoot about 40 some yards out back here. And I like to dial that baby all the way in where I can see everything good down there. But I think it'll make a fine scope for top. It's got the side focus on it. That's almost a must on one of these air guns if you're squirrel hunting with it, or any kind of hunting with it, regardless. Pesting, whatever. But as far as my YouTube channel, the reason its name's Woods to Wrenches is because, like I said, I like to hunt. I bow hunt for deer. That's all. I don't do any gun hunting. It may get to a time in my life where I'll have to do that. But as it stands right now, I can still pull a bow back. I just don't shoot high poundage. And I've killed several big deer the last few years with it. I didn't kill nothing this past year. Of course, I got cut short on my season because of my knee surgery. But I hunt, bow hunt for deer, hunt squirrels with pellet gun, groundhog hunt a little bit with pellet gun, and the wrenches end of it is I work on just about everything. I got a few buddies that brings their vehicles to do anywhere from vehicle work to small engine, lawnmower, weed eaters, fix old lady birdhouses, you name it. And, you know, I've probably worked on it or fixed it. I'm not afraid to work on nothing, really. But anyway, that's where the wrenches come into play. As you can see, I got a lot of tools. I've collected tools my whole life. And I've got all these boxes back here filled up just about with all snap-on stuff. So I love, love, love tools. So hopefully everybody will stick with me on this channel, and we'll get a few subscribers. I got to watch, I wanted to do this for quite a while. And every time I think about I'm going to do it, I'd probably chicken out and I end up not doing it. But I said, heck with it, I'm going to put myself out there. I got to watching this old guy, 72-year-old on there, and he was talking about not enough money for retirement and all of that. Basically, all he was doing was talking on all his videos, and he had a bunch of subscribers on it. So I thought, man, that's what he said. He said he was scared to put himself out there. So I said, heck with it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to put myself out there. You know, I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of folks that'll follow me and watch, and there's going to be a lot that'll turn me off. Because, you know, in this old world here, there's no way you can make everybody happy. It just ain't going to happen. But anyway, if you stay with us, this first video is going to be somewhat short, and it's mostly talking other than showing the guns. But I'm going to build a pellet trap. We'll have a video on that, and then after I get that built, we're going to shoot these guns. So stay with us and be looking for our other videos. And if you don't mind, could you please like, comment, and subscribe?